to day 6 of week 1. How are you feeling? Are you able to integrate the breathing? Are you able to honor rest? Are you able to visualize the movement of energy and to notice how much energy there is in the body? Sometimes I'll do this and I'll literally feel pulsations in my hands or my feet. Are you starting to pick up on any of those? Send any queries over to the Facebook group. We're here, our whole team is here to support you. Today what we're going to dive into a little bit is the emotional blueprint. We touched on it yesterday with the moving meditation. And I just wanted to really highlight how important this energy center is. The energy field of the heart is 5,000 times stronger than that of the head. So we are emotional beings. We feel. Sometimes we choose not to feel, but doesn't mean the emotion isn't vibrating within us. Because how often is it that we brush things, we sweep it under the rug? It's harder to confront it than it is to just continue on as if nothing happened. We deny. So today's topic is really about unpacking that carpet and looking at it, even if it's not pleasant, confronting it, having that courage. So there's a spectrum of energy. There's a spectrum of energy that corresponds to your emotional frequency. So the base is actually people who feel they're being cornered, like the victimization, the why me. So if you do feel that, we can transcend that. We can transcend that by just garnering control of the present moment, knowing you always have a choice and you have a choice to choose. What do you want to embody? What energy, what emotion, what movement do you want to embody? So it starts victimization and then goes to shame. Whether you feel that there's that need to conceal. And so many of us have faced this. I know when I started as a yoga instructor, I felt this. I moved from this high-flying investment banking job, getting laid off, going into a yoga teacher training course, and feeling, what am I doing? How much can I hide? And feeling like I wasn't good enough. I wasn't good enough in finance. And now here I am as a yoga teacher. Am I good enough? And really acknowledging that helped me get that courage to take a leap of faith. And so I looked fear in the eye and I said, you know what? You're either in me or you're outside. So I'd rather face you than have to hold you. And that's when my journey in yoga developed. And I remember at first I would literally hide and I wouldn't even tell people that I was a yoga teacher because I was so inexperienced, and it was also a proof of my failings in my previous career. And once I started to own it, that this is my choice and this is actually what I love to do, maybe not as prestigious, that's when I feel like the authenticity, the connection really came alive. And so I'm sharing this with you just to show you we're all in this journey. We all hold different emotions at different times of our life, but it doesn't need to define us. Yeah, because I started and it was a point where I was just teaching one-on-one classes, and then it came to a point where I realized that in order for me to really make a difference, I needed to bring more people on. So I then formed a team. And from that team, now I've got this calling where I want to give you my toolbox. Because if I've benefited from it, if I've gone through the struggle myself using these tools, then I feel that it's my responsibility to share these tools with the whole world. And the irony is we're born with this toolbox. It's just acknowledging it. It's just being aware of what we have. So starting with victimization, then we arrive at shame, then there's fear, then there's anger. So holding that sense of anger, again, as you see, the energy is rising. So victimization means I am not taking any responsibility for my actions. It's all happening to me. Why me, right? And then as you muster up that courage, and then you face your fears, and then sometimes we'll do and we'll act, and sometimes things don't turn out the way we planned, right? And what happens when our expectations are unmet? Then we're met with anger. Right? So then we transcend again. And then we transcend into control, where everything has to be a certain way, and that certain way is my way, and I'm determining it. And that comes about a lot of rigidity, a lot of blinkers are there. And that's when a lot of strife happens too, because it's always one way or the other. Because you use your might, you use your willpower, you use your determination to just push, push, push. And that's why I see so many of my clients where they're burnt out because they've just been pushing for so long. And then finally you arrive at gratitude. You realize all that we have, all that we are actually blessed with. And then this is these are the floodgates, and we open in to love, we open into joy, we open into bliss. And so this is the spectrum of emotion and the spectrum of energy that corresponds to different emotions. So notice when you are feeling down, how are you feeling energetically? Is your energy and your emotion the same frequency? Isn't the vibration correlated? When you're feeling joyful, say you haven't met a friend for 7 years and you have a catch up and it's way past your bedtime, but how much energy do you have? Because what emotion are you holding? You're holding joy. This gives us energy. It doesn't rob us of it. So first and foremost, when it comes to the path of yoga, we step on with a place of acceptance. That no matter what we're feeling, it's okay. We don't need to hide. We don't need to conceal. We don't need to put on a mask and try to be somebody else. We start with a place of acceptance. And sometimes it's really hard to accept these negative things that we're holding on to. And we'd rather deny it. It's too confronting. Something that I've really felt a huge difference is that in times that have been really trying for me, I've just taken out a pen and just started to journal. And just writing it all down has been such a way of release. It's such a catharsis where you can get it all out. And then you're at a blank slate again. You can choose. You can choose that a different emotional vibration, because it's not hoarding on your energy anymore. I love this quote by Deepak Chopra, who says, "Today I will witness my fear. And by witnessing it alone, it will transform into love." Isn't that profound? All we have to do is be aware. Everything that we've been running away from, trying to escape, all we have to do is to witness it. Because when we're witnessing it from a place of acceptance, of self-acceptance, of self-love, of knowing that I am enough. And then you see the fear as separate. And once you see the fear as separate, you can let go of it because you know it's not you. And I think that is such a huge distinction. Feeling the emotion and being the emotion. I feel anger. I am not anger. Yeah. So you don't personalize it. It's what's feeling, and let it, as a wave with the breath, let it release, let it submerge back into the ocean. You know, growing up, I was a really sensitive child. Just a glance could move me into tears. And I was always told that this sensitivity was my downfall. And so as I grew, I trained myself not to feel, to be numb. Until one day, I couldn't feel even the good. Because I literally cut that cord, thinking that this will protect me from all the bad. But this is the same channel that I feel all the good. It left me feeling really despondent, really bleak and worthless. And that's when I realized, in order to feel, in order to really express the vibrancy of life, I needed my sensitivity. This was my channel. And I just want to ask you, do you give yourself permission to feel? When you sit with yourself, are you able to feel? Are you able to be honest with yourself? So today the exercise, the takeaway exercise, is to actually sit with yourself and to journal and to let go, consciously let go. Throw it all out onto the paper, whatever you're feeling, but ignite that emotional intelligence in you again. Because too many of us are walking around like zombies, totally blind by the joys, the greatness of life. So allow yourself time to journal today. And before I leave you, I also want to give you this exceptionally powerful tool. It's an energetic clearing tool. So it's a meditation. Feel comfortable. Get into any position that you feel you can really go deep in. Eyes closed. And what happens is, when our emotions do not have an avenue of expressing and releasing, they get calcified in our body. So I want you to bring your awareness and your attention to one area of your body that feels tense, that feels tight. Just be here. Don't think, don't analyze. Just be here. And I want you to send the breath to this area, to this region in your body. So this tension is some calcification of a negative emotion or base frequency. It's weighing us down. I want you to give it permission to release. And this permission comes in the form of a purple flame. Feel like a purple flame is engulfed in this region, being the permission it has to burn away any negativity and release that latent stiffness or tension. Like you've burned away the weeds in the soil. Now we want to make sure the soil is healthy, it's fertile, it's fresh. So visualize a beam of light in this area, emanating out from your heart center, stretching out to wherever in the body you're feeling tense. And allow this light to shine. Bring light into this region. Keep letting the light get brighter, spread wider, shining it directly into any areas of tension. Stay with your Ujjayi breath. Let it propel the beam of light. Light in so many faiths represents freedom, knowledge, wisdom, healing. Dispel any darkness, any areas of weight and heaviness in your body by bringing this bright, shining light, visualizing the sun's rays throughout the body, within the body, around the body, shining from the center of your heart like a big ball of sunshine, radiating out. Feel your whole body feeling lighter and brighter as you connect deeper with the sound of your deep breath, and visualizing the tension start to dissolve, start to disintegrate as you release it with that purple flame. letting it go, melting it away, shining the light, the bright white light throughout your body. And notice how this white energy makes you feel. How changing your energy changes your emotional frequency, where you feel calm, peaceful,